Hope by Harris Evans. The evening sun went slowly down, then vanished in the west. The heavy clouds, they closed like drapes. The day had gone to rest. She waddled now on bloated feet, her body filled with pain. Perhaps onset of labor or false alarm again? Her belly stretched, distended, just like her broad nose. It has been over 2 months now since she has seen her toes. Her thoughts returned to Jerry as she picked up her phone. Concern was added to her woes. 4 hours since he was gone. The store was just 3 miles away, but longer in the rain. She told him not to go, but it was all in vain. She wanted pickled sauerkraut with chili and ice cream. Her life with Jerry all these years was like a pleasant dream. The pains were coming closer now. They started yesterday. This time she wanted to be sure before she chose to say. She didn't want to worry him because she loved him so, just like she did in high school that many years ago. Her calls to him unanswered. Now she began to fear. The doctor said that they should come, but Jerry wasn't here. The steady rain fell endlessly and splashing on the door, like the amniotic fluid that puddled on the floor. The pain became unbearable, the worst she's ever known. If only she could hear his voice, but she was all alone. Her agony now in waves, her body heaving strong to try expel his occupant in situ for so long. Her screams rang through the empty house as she lay on the ground. She didn't see the flashing lights. She didn't hear a sound. Instead, she felt a dizziness. Then sightless grew her eyes, as she had lost a lot of blood with hours that just went by. She saw a field of flowers with trees that touched the sky. Her body tight and slender now. She felt that she could fly. There were some birds all singing, and how she loved the view. She saw a light which was so bright. She saw a rainbow too. From out that light came Jerry, but she couldn't understand, for he walking down an aisle, wedding bouquet in his hand. Just as their trembling fingers touched, they rose up in the air, her wedding dress ballooning as the wind blew through her hair. The happy pair was drifting slow, and how? She didn't know. That's when she saw some flashing lights there on the ground below. The lights were on an ambulance, which parked outside her gate. Attendants whisked the patient in a prone and supine state, with urgent sirens blaring and flying up the road. Then passed a few policemen and a wrecked car being towed. Still holding on to Jerry's hands, still floating in the air, they watched outside the hospital with the medics waiting there. "She's in breach," she heard them shout. "Tell them to clear OR. Code blue, code blue, code blue, code blue," they shouted through the door. While Jerry gently held her hand, they alighted on the ground. They walked inside the hospital. Their footsteps made no sound. Nobody seemed to notice them as they wandered down the halls. They smelled the disinfectant and the scrubbed and spotless walls. They stopped outside theater with instruments galore. They listened to the chatter of the nurses even more. A baby girl with eyes taped down, electrodes everywhere. Her face was plump with shiny skin, ringed with soft curly hair. We got to her in nick of time as she was turning blue. Her mother died from loss of blood. She lost her father too. He was returning from the store just up by Brightleaf's Bend. He lost his grip, the car then flipped. That's how he met his end. The mother held on long enough until the baby came. No doubts and prayers were with her, so now she needs a name. Her mother lingered long enough until the child could cope. That's when she gave her final words. The baby's name is Hope.